Hi friends, MD Vegan. I make a fruit salad today. That's my favorite breakfast, and I add some nuts and seeds. So basically that's all I need to have a wonderful breakfast. Fruit, nuts, seeds. Perfect breakfast. There's everything in there. Carbohydrates from fruit, fat from seeds and nuts, and protein from seeds and nuts a little bit. The seeds have more protein, nuts have more fat, but nuts and seeds both have fat and protein, whereas fruit have usually more carbohydrates, that is mean sugar basically. And that is the easiest digestible food. So basically we should eat most of our calories in carbohydrates, fruit and vegetables. A little bit only fat and protein. These are the so-called 3 macronutrients. All our food, everything we eat is made up of these 3 different ratios. And generally speaking, the whole world population, mostly we eat carbohydrates, have always eaten most of that, fruit and veggies, and a small part only fat and protein, nuts and seeds, that is. For vegans, of course, that's the best way to eat. So now I make a fruit salad like this, with mostly fruit, and I have apples, oranges and bananas. That's a very classical thing, we can get that everywhere mostly. So it's not local all, oranges are not grown in Germany so much, and bananas neither, but we have it everywhere. And apples are of course also in Germany. Now they come from, from Eastern Europe. Very east, Russia, the corner of Russia and the Asian part, so they're where they come from, and now they're everywhere. And I make a little dressing for that. The dressing is with orange juice, bananas and cashews. Here I have 1 banana, a small handful of cashews to make these wonderful creams, cashew or banana creams. And that would be a little bit too thick for a dressing, so I put a little bit of orange juice in it. I have 5 juice oranges juiced here. So maybe a little bit more than a cup. I begin with half of it, or a little bit more. I can always add a little bit more when I need it. And I have some dates and some half lemon to make it a little bit sweet and sour, to give it a little bit more zing. Dates and lemons are oftentimes nice to make a little tastier, because fruit usually are sour and sweet, and you add this sour and sweetness, you make the fruit seem a little bit riper maybe. Explain it in easy terms. Lemon and dates are nice to enhance the fruit flavor. In a similar way, I enhance many of my recipes of lemon and ginger in a different way. These are standard combinations, standard seasonings like pepper and salt, lemon and ginger, lemon and dates. These kind of things can be used in that way. Of course, blender dance? No, that is my seasoning for all. This dressing can be varied in many, many ways. It's a classic of mine. Cashews, bananas, and orange juice. That's the base. You can put goji berries in it to get a beautiful orange color. This is not really orange, it's more pink. But if you put a goji berry in here, it's a beautiful, radiant orange color that you can only get that with goji berries. It's a wonderful color with a beautiful flavor, a little bit bitter. Today I want to be more simple. You can put vanilla into that, or cinnamon, so many things you can put in there. Now I will taste it to see if I use more juice or is that okay. It's a little bit thick. I might put a little bit more juice into it. Let's see it first. Pure yumminess. I put the rest of the juice into it. It will sit for a moment because the cashews, they are soaking now, as well as the dates. In a couple of minutes I will blend it one more time to give it the perfect texture. Cashews are easy to blend, but a second blending is always nice. Oftentimes very nice. So I have one banana and one apple for a fruit salad. Yeah, one fruit each. Cut it into small pieces. That is the main work for a fruit salad. Once you have a choice, once you pick your fruit, then you only have to cut them into small pieces. That's how I make fruit salads, at least. And same with one orange. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky to cut oranges into nice pieces because they have these wedges, these slices. So you gotta make sure that you cut it into equal pieces, not too much against the grain. Yeah. But orange is perfect. Orange, apple, banana, perfect combination. That is the main fruit part here. And now I have a part with more different kind of nutrition. And then I said before, it is seed and a nut to fat and protein that makes a breakfast really durable. Yeah. Here I have some hazelnuts. I love hazelnuts. They have a very specific flavor. And I have some buckwheaties. These are really my great hero in my kitchen. They're stars. I make a big amount of buckwheaties and then I store them in sealed containers for a month, half a year or so, and I always can get out some of these buckwheaties for a breakfast like this. And I soak them, then I let them sprout, and as soon as the smallest tails come out of the sprouts, I dry them back to these crispy little buckwheaties. Delicious, super nutritious, and so much fun with the crunch and so. Yeah. And they are wonderful if you put orange juice or other juices or dressings on top of it and let it sit for a moment. They become, they get even more fresh. They soak the juice and they get almost fresher than from the field. When the buckwheat comes from the field, they soak, that is, they get wonderful texture and flavor. And the third part here is also a little bit different in texture, a dried fruit, a raisin. Raisins are among the healthiest fruit because they have this dark red color. The dark red color from the red grapes. They have a very potent nutrients that are made by plants. And this one is very good for the heart. It's super healthy. The red color in general. Colors are so important. Yeah, the doctors say eat your rainbow, eat all the colors. Yeah, and definitely raisins are one of these. And raisins are of course more dense. They are dried grapes, and that gives it a lot more sweetness and a crunch too, and a lot of sugar in there. So it's a wonderful addition to the other flavors here and to other textures. So a variety of textures, flavors, nutrients and colors. Very beautiful. So this is my main part of the fruit salad, the two main parts, the fruit, these other things like nuts, seeds and raisins, dried fruit. And now I go one more time to my dressing, one more blender dance. I forgot, I will take some of the raisins out for decoration. I will take some of the hazelnuts out for decoration. And I will take some of the, just some of the buckwheaties out for decoration. It looks just looks nicer if you have a little bit of the original ingredients on top. It can be a little bit nicer to watch, that's all. So I'll show you in a moment. So now I go to my dressing. I hope it's now perfect. I have no doubt it would be. Let's see, looks very nice. That's awesome. So easy to make. So this dressing has to be not too thick, because otherwise the buckwheaties don't like it. Buckwheaties don't like it too thick a dressing. It should be a little runny, and that is okay here with this one. It's a lot of dressing here. It's a lot of fruit. They already be soaking in the fruit in this dressing, in this sauce. And it's so delicious. You could eat this dressing. You can spoon it. It's so yummy. The orange juice is a miracle thing. I usually have a lot of oranges at home, mostly the inexpensive juice oranges, yeah, because you can use them in so many ways. You can make a soup, yeah, with vegetables, yeah, with orange juice, and you blend it. You blend vegetables with orange juice. It's so delicious, yeah. And so many things. Orange juice is a miracle ingredient, really. And it's also, orange is also a huge amount of calcium. So calcium is what we need for our bones, of course. And calcium, many people don't know that oranges have so high a calcium amount that you can get your calcium all from oranges. They are super healthy. So that's for a good reason that oranges are traded at the stock markets. Very high orange concentrate. Worldwide, it's a big asset. It's for a reason. It's very, very healthy. Of course, maybe we shouldn't do that with food. Yeah, we should food should be free for all people. Everybody should have their food for free. Many people are starving, the children and also other people are starving, and that is not good. So maybe it's not very morally okay to trade food on stock markets. I know that, so we have to talk about that, of course. But I just say that because it is such an asset for a reason, for a good reason, because it has so much of calcium. So prayers to our children that are dying and starving. That shouldn't happen. But that's a reason to go vegan, because all the food we make, most of the food we make goes to feed animals. And these animals, the many humans eat them, and this food could go to these children and they wouldn't need to starve. So it's a very, very important reason. One of the most important thing to be a vegan advocate is because there is no problem, no issue is more important and more consequential than that humans did not stop eating other bodies, from other beings, our animal friends. We should not do that. We should stop doing that. That would be really helping solving most of our problems, the biggest part. And that's why I do my channel here. And here, my YouTube channel. Here is my dessert. Yeah, let's go to better topics here, to more fun. That is my dessert. I put some of the hazelnuts on top just to decorate it. It's nicer, as I said. And some raisins to be a little bit more colorful. And also some of the buckwheaties. A little sprinkle on top. Then you can have something to watch. And the eyes like a little bit variety. So that's here. That's the difference now. You see, isn't it colorful? Yeah, it looks like colorful. Yeah. At my breakfast now, it's almost like a granola, I would say. Yeah. Super delicious. It's very easy to make. And you have such a variety. You can make all the kinds of fruits with all kinds of fruit. I just picked apples, oranges, bananas today as a base, and then added dressing. I had some toppings with nuts and seeds. Hey, that's so easy. Yeah. I have a variety of ingredients at home I can pick off, and they're not the most fancy things always. I can always use goji berries, fancy. Cashews, of course, are a little bit more fancy. I try to get organic and fair traded, so also people that harvested them and peeled them, they should be paid well. There are some organizations who do that, so I take these kind of cashews. I'm a little bit aware of where my food comes from. I have a health food shop. I know the owner. He knows the people where they get it from. So we can all do something in the rich countries, at least, in the Western countries, where we get our food from mostly. Of course, there are other countries, other places in rich countries. Even there are places in these rich countries where people are the so-called food deserts, where people do not have even fresh access to fresh fruit and vegetables. I heard of that even exists. That exists. So I'm not talking that everybody has to be organic or so. I think vegan, most people can do that. But some people, even in rich countries, won't have such an easy access to even fruit and vegetables. So do what you can. Try to convince others, to tell others about it. It's really the most important thing to do to save our animal friends, for our planet, and for our human health too. It serves many, many purposes. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video, click like, and you can also click to subscribe. It's easy, it's free, and you can also get notification with there's a little bell. Click on the bell on the video, and you get notification whenever a video comes out. It's every day. I make a new recipe every single day, and you can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. I try to share wherever I can, and hope to see you soon.